Hi all, if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. If you are new, welcome. My name is Amira, and today guys, we are going to try a bunch of new makeup and I'm going to chit chat with you. It's been a minute since I've posted and there are reasons, so we're going to get into that. This is going to be a nice little chatty, trying new makeup, get ready with me because I am getting ready to head out and get my hair did. So yeah, let's get into it. All right guys, so I have a bunch of stuff in front of me. Some of this is stuff that I got from my trip to New Orleans for the Creators and Friends retreat. Some of this is stuff I've purchased. It's just a mishmash. It's just a mishmash. A lot of this stuff is stuff that I purchased during the Sephora sale. So yeah, we're just gonna play. I have done my brows because there's nothing new there. I've primed my eyes with the primer that I always use, which is my About Face Shadow Fix Primer. I have my sunscreen on. I am using one of the sunscreens from the little sun care kit that I got during the Sephora sale. I use the Dermalogica Dynamic Skin Recovery. It's only a little bit left in here. I've been using this all week. I like it. I mean, I don't know if I love it enough to spend that kind of money on it because Dermalogica is quite expensive, and I do feel like there are sunscreens that are just as nice that are lower in price point, but I mean, I have it. Why not use it? I'm enjoying it. It does give the skin a nice glow. But we're gonna get rid of some of that glow. We're gonna test some things. Well, I'm going to talk to you about this product because I was very interested in it, and it is the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Water Powder Serum. So I told you guys how interested in this I was for the warm months, and you know, when I'm wearing more like a more dewy foundation and I just want a little bit of oil control. My skin is normal, so it's like normal to, it's combination really, so it's really like normal to oily. It really just depends on the season. Like summertime I tend to get quite oily, so I'm using this, and this has a little thing that says tap. You're not supposed to shake it. This drives me nuts because you only get like one drop at a time, so it takes forever, and when I'm rushing to do my makeup in the morning it's kind of annoying, not gonna lie. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this and put it in the areas where I don't want shine to be. Here around my nose. It's kind of mixing in with my sunscreen, which I did before, but you know, my sunscreen's been sitting for a minute, so I'm not like too concerned about it. Do my chin. And yeah, so let's chit chat. So I haven't posted in like over a week. It probably is 2 weeks now, which is a long time for me. I usually try to post at the very least once a week if I can. My goal is 2 times a week. I would love to get to 3 at some point, but I just don't have the hours, man. You know, I still work a full-time job, and actually work 1 full-time job and 2 part-time jobs on top of doing YouTube. So I work my regular, you know, 9 to 5, which is not really 9 to 5. It's more like 9 to 6. So I work long hours, and then I also do some work for a friend of mine twice a week, and then I also do cat sitting, not every week, but you know, as needed. So I'm letting that sink in, and as you can see, my skin still looks kind of glowy, so I let that sit for a minute, and then I'm going to pull out the Urban Decay, and I'm sure you guys have seen this everywhere. This is the Urban Decay Face Bond. I have the shade 21 Medium Neutral. I actually think I would prefer to have gone down a shade. I think I eventually will. So this is a little bit warm on me, but we'll make it work. So yeah, this past week, well, basically since I got back from the Creators and Friends retreat at the beginning of the month, I got back and that was this, by the way, making that noise. I got back and I immediately got sick, and was down for the count. And down for the count in the sense of like, I was sick as a dog, but I was still working. I think I wound up having to take a day off because my body was just like, please sit down. I am going to use the F47 Multitasker Sigma brush for my foundation, but I have been using one of the newer brushes, the F48, the dual fiber brush, the soft coverage from the new set, but I'm not going to use it because it's dirty, but I wanted to show it to you because this is what I have been applying this foundation with, and I've really been liking it because it really does give that sort of like soft coverage, you know, blown out feeling. So apply this. But yeah, so as you can see, this is kind of, it's neutral, but it's just a little too deep for me, a little So yeah, I got really sick. I was able to get out one video because I was feeling better. And then my week, it just kind of, my work schedule just kind of went out of control. I had cat sitting for 8 days. So I was going and cat sitting for every day before or after work. So basically before my 9-hour work shift or after my 9-hour work shift, I would go and check on, you know, take care of these 2 cats that are my clients who I love, and they're such sweeties. But I wasn't getting home until like 8 o'clock, 8:30 at night, and I would just want to eat something and then like fall in bed. So as you can see, this is a bit warm for me. Like, it's neutral, but it's just like it says it's neutral. I think it has more of a peach undertone than it is completely truly neutral. But as you can see, the coverage is beautiful. I've been wearing this pretty much every day since I got it. I've been mixing it up a little bit, but I really wanted to give this a try. Like, really wanted to give you guys my thoughts on it, and so far I have really been loving it. I will say that it is a foundation. They say it's a serum. It's not. It's a foundation. The thing about it is you can thin it out depending on how you apply it. So if you were to apply this with like a sponge or, you know, something like that, you probably could thin it out, but this has more coverage than like a traditional like serum-y kind of texture or formulation. But yeah, I like the coverage. It's not super high coverage. It's not like full, but you get nice coverage. Like, I had a little blemish here that's healing, that pretty much covered up. But yeah, but as you can see, it's just a little off, just a little bit off here. So I might buy another shade, since I know that now that I know that I really like this foundation, I think it would be worth it to get another shade of it. But yeah, so far I've been really enjoying this. It lasts. I wore this the other day. I put it on at 6 a.m. in the morning. I took it off at 9:30 at night, and my face makeup was, my eye makeup had rubbed off because I had been rubbing my eyes and laying in bed watching TV. I got up, but my face makeup was still chef's kiss flawless. So I think this is going to be a really great foundation once it gets warmer and you really want something that's like not going to move all around your face. This is pretty good. As far as the self-setting part, I mean, yes and no. I would still powder this a little bit. It's like a little bit tacky, and I don't feel like it's not transfer proof. So I think it's just a question of your skin type. I think if you're using this and you are dry, you probably won't need to set it at all. For me, because I do still tend to get oily. Again, this I've been using. I have mixed feelings about it. I really do truly think it depends on what foundation you use this with. I find it works best with foundations. I've used it with the About Face. I like the way it looks with that. With this one, it's kind of like, it's okay. I still wound up powdering, but it doesn't like ruin my makeup. I don't get super oily or anything like that. It just does, it's not gonna like absorb any like excess oils. Like I still get a little bit of dew, if that makes sense. But it just keeps I feel like it's more like that, gives you that sort of like slightly blurred base. It's not necessarily gonna completely keep oils at bay, especially if you're super oily. If you're super oily, I don't know how successful of a product this will be for you. But I also say, just try it out with different foundations to see how you feel. That would be my advice with that particular product. Now we're going to use the Sigma Color Correcting Duo. I received these at the Creators and Friends event, but they were completely the wrong shades for me. They were too deep, so I wound up just buying the shades myself that I needed because I wanted to try these. So I'm like, well, I'm not gonna not try them, so I'm just gonna. So the shade that I had, and this is like the color corrector, and it's quite creamy. But the shade that I had was quite dark. Like, it would have just created, I think I like the fact that they have like 2 in the compact, but I will say I think they're probably going to need to create another shade. I feel like there's a gap in the process here. So this is the color corrector, which actually I really like the way that looks. I'm probably going to put some concealer over this, but I wanted to show you guys what that. I actually like that. Like, I don't usually like a brightened eye, but my eyes have been so, my eyes have been dark circling it up because I've been so tired. It's actually really nice. I'm gonna blend this out a little bit with my finger just to make sure that it's sunken in. I really do prefer to, like, if I have my druthers, to just blend my concealer out with my finger. I don't always do that. And I was using the Sigma soft angle concealer brush to do that. These new brushes are, and I'm a brush snob, I'm gonna tell you that right now. I am a brush snob. I have brushes that I like that are more affordable, but when it comes to like most brushes, I tend to like have my specific types or like brands of brushes, and I kind of stick with that. And I've been really impressed with these. All right, so I'm gonna let that sit and see if I want to even add anything, because I kind of like the brightening effect of that. All right, so moving on. I'm moving on with my story on where I've been this past week. So, like I said, I cat sit, and I actually, you know what? I'm gonna set right here because I'm gonna go in with some things and I don't want anything clinging. So I'm gonna use the Sigma Soft Focus setting powder, and I got in the too deep of shades at Creators Friends, so I bought Honey, which is more my shade. All right, that was a battle, but I got the little plastic part off, and I'm gonna tap some of this into the top here, and I've been using this, the Precision Powder Brush, which looks like this, which I've really been liking, because if you just want to apply powder in like specific areas, which I tend to like to do because I don't like to powder my entire face, it's just not my jam anymore. So I'm just gonna apply this in this area here where I know I'm gonna get a little shiny. I like glow, but I don't want to be super shiny in certain places. I like my glow to be strategic, you know? So just a little like there. I don't powder, I don't set my under eyes, so I'm just powdering like around that area for like when I apply my cheek products. Okay. And that's literally all the powder I'm using, guys. That's literally how I do powder. I either do that, or I do like a light dusting all over, or I'll go in with like my Domestomyrix powder puff. It just depends on the foundation and what I'm trying to achieve. But since it's my first time using this powder, I figured this will be a good way to apply it. It's around the mouth as well. All right, that's all I'm doing. But yeah, so my clients. So I had 2 cat clients. They are in the same household, but one of my little babies was sick, and he was pooping all over the house. And having to deal with that was a lot. So it's like, you know, you work 9 hours, you go in, you take care of a kitty who has potty issues. It's a lot. And my cat had the same exact issues before he passed away. He also had, this cat, I believe, has irritable bowel disorder, which is what my Finny had. And ironically, it was the 1-year anniversary of Finn's passing the week that I was watching this cat. So that was slightly triggering, I'm not gonna lie. So I was doing that this week, and then I was working my regular job, and then on top of that, I had to go to the doctor, to the dermatologist, to get a mole removed. This is a mole that I've had pretty much my entire life, but when I got back from Creators and Friends, it started like being weird and looking weird, and it like puffed up, and I was just like freaking out. I was like, no. So I immediately made an appointment with the dermatologist, and the quickest they could get me in was this week. So, and what I'm using here is a product that I was going to review by itself, and I'm still planning on doing a review, but I think I'm going to expand it a little bit, because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but rosy bronzers are in, and I have to say I'm kind of here for it. The first one I tried was the one from Phytosurgeons. I have Rosy Blaze, I think 5 or 6. Love it. Sorry if you hear that noise. It's some truck with really crappy brakes on my street. What are you doing? Anyway, and then these came out, and I was just really interested to see what they were like. And as you can see, I've tried this with multiple brushes, and I haven't really loved it, but I'm trying it with the Soft Sculpt, and I'm thinking that this is the brush that I need for it. I think a natural hair brush was too dense, and like a thinner synthetic brush was just like not picking up enough product. But this is, look, this is a rosy bronzer, but look how pretty that is. It looks so natural. You don't get that orange. I just think rosy bronzers are the future, y'all. I've been impressed with this one as well as the Phytosurgeons one, which I was wearing I bought that one in November and I basically wore it all winter long with the exception of one other bronzer. But yeah, this is the shade. This is the NYX Buttermilk Bronzer, and this is the shade Butter Biscuit. I got it in 2 shades. I got it in this shade and the next shade up. I feel like that one is maybe a little too deep for me. This one is just enough because I feel like I can control the amount of like pigment that's going on my face. But these are incredibly pigmented, so you really need a light hand, guys. These are so pigmented, but they're so nice. I'm really impressed by these. So yeah, so that was fun. So basically I went to the doctor and the dermatologist and I was like, what this? Is it the big C? Is it pre-big C? Is it what's good? Like what's going on? And the dermatologist took her little thing and she put her little, like, she had the little magnifying thing. She looked at it and she was like, nah, I don't think it's not cancer. She's like, it's a wart virus. And I was like, what the hell is that? So apparently it got infected with some kind of virus and it needed to be frozen off. So they came out this little freezing can thing. They came into the room and they just froze my little mole. And she's like, we're going to freeze it 3 times and then it'll fall off. I'm like, right now? She's like, oh, no, it's going to fall off like within the next week. I was like, the next week? I got to walk around with this thing for a week and hope that it just like falls off. And she was like, yeah. And she's like, and if it doesn't fall off, and then you got to come back, we got to freeze it again and then it'll fall off. I was like, cool. So they froze my little mole 3 times. She said it was going to sting, and it did sting, but also just flat out hurt because it's basically like a part of your body. And I'm going to use I'm trying to decide, should I use the House Labs or should I use the Sigma? Let's look at the shade because we're going to do my eyes. I think I'm going to use, and I've worn this in a video before, but I haven't shown you guys, demoed it for you. So I think I'm going to actually use the House Labs. This is one that I said I was kind of on the fence about, but it is growing on me. It is growing on me. Yeah, this is going to be good for what I'm planning to do with my eyes. But yeah, so she said it was going to sting. And I was like, okay. And it stung. But then I left and it was still stinging because it was basically like a tiny piece of your skin being frostbitten. And for some reason, the fact that it was such a small area actually made it more painful. But like, yeah. So that was fun. So that was my week. So as you can see, I had an interesting week, and I just didn't have the time to film. And even over the weekend last week, I had so much going on because I was cat sitting during the week, and then actually did some family things. So I was just like, I just didn't have time, and something had to give. And unfortunately, it was content, because as much as I love doing this, and it would be great if I could make this like a full-time thing. The reality is it's not right now, and I can't like sacrifice like my real life jobs for this. You know what I mean? Like I have to do the adulting thing and, do my work. So that's what I did. And then also I had to sleep, and, and I was tired, and I was like, well, you could come home and film at 9:30 at night. And I've done that before, but I don't like that feeling. I don't feel energized or enthused when I sit down in front of the camera, and I feel like it shows. I've done videos and I've seen them, and you guys may not have noticed, but I notice it when I'm editing them, that I'm just like tired. So I would prefer to like take that time off and come to you guys with content that I feel good about and that I'm excited to do, and that is enjoyable for me to make for you guys, than to just sit down in front of a camera and be like, I'm tired, but at least I'm filming. I don't want to do that. I don't think that serves anybody. All right, so now we're on to eyes, guys, and this is where it gets fun, because look what I have. I'm sure you've seen this all over like Instagram and stuff because we got this at the Creators and Friends event and we went to the Sigma dinner. This was sitting at the table. We each had one and I opened this up and I was like, because I've been like waiting for like, I love that cool palettes are coming back into, you know, are coming back in any capacity. But I really like the idea of them being sort of modernized and made to be more useful across the board because not everyone can do like super cool tones. And not everybody loves super cool tones. So this is the palette. This is the little insert I'm just using that to cover the mirror so I don't blind you. But how stunning is she? How stunning is she? Look at that. And it comes with this really cool brush. Kiki and I, we were sitting next to each other at the dinner and we were both marveling at how pretty this brush is. It's stunning. It has like, I don't know if this is showing up. Do you see like the, how pretty is that? And these are dual ends of brushes that they sell. So this is, on this side is the E38 diffuse crease, and then on this side is the E54 medium sweeper. So you actually are getting, it's not like those like crappy brushes that you get in certain palettes and you just kind of throw them away. This is like two of their actual brushes attached. I haven't used this yet because it's so pretty, but I think what I'm going to do eventually is take this out of the palette. But I hadn't shown you guys the palette yet, so I didn't want to like use it. And I have been using the palette though. I've been using the palette pretty much since we got it. So like I said, I was sick, so I wasn't like doing my makeup a ton, but when I was doing my makeup, I was using this palette. And I was sometimes just doing simple looks and sometimes doing really intricate looks when I have the energy to do it. But I've been using this palette consistently for the last, let's see, when am I filming this? For the last 2.5 weeks since I got it. So yeah, so I've primed my eyes and we're going to go in. And I think what I want to do, I'm eventually probably going to sit down and do a 3 looks 1 palette with this, but I'm just going to do a look that I've been doing with this palette so you guys can see how I've been using it. So I'm going to go in with the shade Harvest, which is this shade here. And it looks lighter on camera. I'm going to pull this back and see if this helps a little bit. So yeah, I feel like it's a bit more. So do you see how deep the shade is in actuality? Up close, it looks quite light, but it's actually quite a nice mid-tone like crease shade for me. And then I usually go in with like this or this one in the outer corner, and I was using this on my lash line. And then I go in with one of these shimmers. I've been really loving this one and I've been reaching for this one as well. So we're going to do a little something using those shades. So let me zoom you guys in. Hello lovers. All right, so I'm going in with that is the wrong brush. That brush is way too large, Mira, for what you're trying to do. Who do you think you are? We're going to go in with Rougher 15. And we're going to take the shade Harvest, which is that shade that I showed you. And I'm going to sweep this into my crease. I'm not doing anything groundbreaking, guys. Today, I'm doing a look that I would do whether I was filming or not, because I am going out. And not that I wouldn't wear my looks out. I'm just saying that I'm not trying to do anything super dramatic because I'm going out to get my hair done. So I don't necessarily feel the need to have like a ton of like a huge dramatic eye look. I want to look pretty. I want to look, like put together, but I'm not going to be doing like a huge thing because my face is going to get wet and, it's just, I'm going to get my hair done. It's not going to be like this super, and honestly, I usually do my makeup when I get my hair done. I just usually do really light makeup, but since I am filming right now, I'm wearing a little bit more than I would normally. So I'm just going to pull back a little bit on the eye. But yeah, this is Harvest, and I'm blending this out all the way up over the crease. And this is literally how I've been wearing this palette. So then I'm going to go in with, let's see, I need a 14. Hello, 14. And I'm going to go into Volcanic, which is this deeper brown here in the corner, on my outer corner. And let me just say, like I said, I've been using this palette a ton. I did a look, and I'd actually filmed, guys. I'm going to tell you, let you know a little secret. I did try to film a video, and again, I was so out of it, but the eye look came out banging, but I was so unhappy with the footage itself that I wound up scrapping it. So I have filmed with this palette before, and I did a banger of a look, and I'm going to recreate that, I think, in another video for you guys, because I was like This needs to be seen. The world needs to see this look. But I was so happy with the look. It was sad because I was so happy with the look and so unhappy with the footage. So such is life. So yeah, I'm just building this up and then softly pulling it into the crease like so. So pretty. And again, is this look going to be groundbreaking? No. Is it going to be pretty? Yes. Oh, love that. Okay, so now I am going to go in on my lid with, I don't know. It's either going to be Brazil or polished, but maybe I'll do both. Maybe I'll do Brazil on the lid, like all over the lid, and then do this one maybe in the center or in the inner corner. Let's try that, shall we? So I'm going to take a Rephr 21 brush. I am going to dip it into Brazil. I'm going to wet my brush because these actually have a lot of sparkle in them. They're not glittery, but they do have quite a lot of like micro sparkle, micro glitter. And so I would say if you want to avoid fallout, just wet your brush. Just wet your brush a little bit, just a little. It also gives you that really beautiful like molten like texture. If you use your finger or just a brush, a dry brush, you're going to get more of that like sparkly, glittery. And if you want that, like, help, you know, knock yourself out. I've done that as well with this palette and it's super pretty. But if you want it to like not fall everywhere, this is the way to go. Right, I'm going to do the other eye and spray, 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 spray. How pretty is that, guys? I don't know about you guys, but I like to get like to do my makeup for my when I go to the hairdresser. Are you guys like that? Because I like to feel good going in, so then when my hair is done, I feel really good because it's like your makeup's done and then your hair's did too. It's like, what are you conquering? And you're like, the world. So yeah, I like to do my makeup. I don't usually do like a massive like heavy beat, but I do like to go in feeling good, you know, feeling good about myself. So not that I don't feel good without makeup, but you know what I mean? Like I like the idea of going in like kind of done and then having my hair and then I'm like really done, you know. Let's take a Sonia G Pencil Pro and I'm going to dip into the shade Volcanic again, and that is this deeper one. And I'm going to take that like under on my lower lash line. Just like that, just a little bit. I'm not doing like the whole shebang. So pretty. Now I'm going to take the shade Harvest, which was that lighter shade, and I'm dipping in and I'm going to take that on this side of my lower lash line, the inner part of the lower lash line. And just marry that, but also kind of blend under that darker shade to kind of like smoke it out a little bit. Like that. Very pretty. I'm now going to take another, where did I do with it? Camera stopped filming. I haven't done anything yet, but I was musing before I was really interrupted about what shade I wanted to use to deepen the outer corner a bit more. So I think I'm going to go in with either Condor or Onyx. I haven't used Onyx, so maybe we'll go into Onyx and see what happens, you know. Let's play a little bit. Onyx is like a grayish black, so it is very pigmented. You need just a little bit. I am taking a Rephr 13 and I'm literally just tipping tap into this palette, and I'm just taking that very much into the, like, do you see here? I'm not doing anything else. And then I'm going to take that 14 and just blend out the brown a little bit more, just so these marry a little bit better. And as you can see, it just gives a little bit more, but it's not going to like overtake the look. And that's because I'm just using the tiniest amount. And I like to use this Onyx shade. I have used it. I haven't used it as like a traditional like blended out shadow, but I have used it on my lower lash line, or on my like lash line. It's like a smoked out kind of like pencil look. and I loved it. So then we're going to take the rougher 15 again, and I'm just going to go over that again. And that's that. And I think since I used that shade, I think I am going to go in on my lash line. I'm going to take this teeny tiny Forever 23, and I'm going to take that Onyx shade again. And this time I'm just going to take it to the the upper lash line, right along the edge on the outer parts. And I don't even know if you can see it. For me, it's a very subtle difference, and sometimes I feel like I'm the only one who can see it, but that's okay because I like the way it looks. It just gives my eyes a little bit more definition, and it's like using a pencil but not, you know. Do you see what I mean? Like, it just added just a teeny tiny something, and that's all we needed was a teeny tiny something. We didn't need a whole lot. So now we're going to take that same rougher 21. I've wiped it off on my microfiber, and I'm going to use the shade, and this is the shade that I was debating on using, which is Angel Wing, this one here. And I'm going to use this on my outer corner and also bring it a little bit onto the lower lash line. So we're just going to take that and we're going to wet that around. Pretty as that. I mean, okay. So cute. All right. So eyes are done. I'm going to put mascara on, and I do have a new mascara that I'm using. I'm going to zoom you guys out. I do have a new mascara I've been using for the past, I don't know, when did I open this? A week ago? No, a week, this week. I think I used it for the first time on last Sunday. So yeah, about almost exactly a week. So this is the City Beauty Beyond Mascara, and this is another item that we got when we were in New Orleans for Creators and Friends. They sponsored basically like all of the bathroom products that we had and gave us a little goodie bag full of items, and this is one of them. And guys, I really like this mascara. If you're looking for a mascara that's going to give you length and volume, but you don't want it to make you look like insane, you just want it to look like this. Like, you just want it to look like you have something on. It's beautiful, it's fluffy, it's volumizing, it's lengthening, but doesn't necessarily make you look like you're wearing like giant, you know, camel lashes. You know, you don't want it to look, you're not trying to look like you're wearing falsies. You just want to look like you have decent, you know, decent eyelashes. This is with a little bit of drama. This is what that gives me, which is what I've been looking for and what I like. I'm not always looking for like a super dramatic lash. I don't wear false lashes pretty much at all anymore. I used to wear them occasionally, rarely. I don't. I just kind of came to the conclusion that I am not a false eyelash girl, because I find false eyelashes really hard to wear because my own natural lashes are quite curly. So I have a really hard time getting false lashes to lay flat against my lash line. And I just got tired of fighting them, you know? So I'll wear them occasionally when I have like the energy to battle them, but generally speaking, I don't. Because you don't have to. If you have a decent mascara, you don't have to wear false lashes. It's not like a requirement. All right, guys, so that is the face. On my lips right now, I'm wearing the, what am I wearing? I'm wearing the Huda, is it in here? Yeah, it is. I keep it in my little purse, my little Lisa Eldridge. This is where I keep all of my little like lippies, and I keep my hand sanitizer and my deodorant and little things like that, and like my Lactaid and things like that. And I put this in my purse, but I've been carrying this in my purse, and this is the shade Posh. And I have that on because my lips are looking a little sad and dry. So I'm just gonna take this off because I want to wear a lipstick. I don't know what lipstick I want to wear. I have two here. So I have my new Westman Atelier. I have it in the shade, what shade is this? Rue. Now, Rue is quite cool tone, so I don't think this is going to be the one. It's quite cool. Like when you pull it back, you can kind of see what I mean. And I think I need something that's a bit warmer on my lips. And I'll just show you guys what I need. It's just a little, do you see what I mean? It's just got a little too much purple in it, which, I mean, I'm wearing the Cool Neutrals palette. as you can see, I used very warm shades along with a few of the cooler tones with it. So I don't necessarily know if this lipstick is going to be the thing that works with it. It doesn't look bad though. What do you guys think? I'm gonna try the other lipstick that I was thinking of, and then we'll compare. So I'm gonna take this off, and then we'll compare the other one. All right, so the other lippy that I was thinking of wearing is the new one that I got from Sigma, and I got this in their anniversary sale. Also, guys, I'm so bad at this influencer thing, but I do have a code with Sigma, so if there's anything that you see in this video that you like, I will leave my code down below. All of my discount codes are there. It is an affiliate link, so I do receive a small commission if you use it. But you also get a discount off, so it's kind of like mutually beneficial, you know? This one, I bought this one, and I think this is too pink for this look. It's pretty, though. Oh, this is pretty. Yeah, I think this is too pink. Well, I guess that's what I brought over here. I didn't bring all my new lippies. I just bought these two because I thought, oh, let me see which one of these I like. But I think I like the Westman Atelier. So I think I'm going to go ahead and take this off, and then we're going to reapply the Westman Atelier, and we'll wrap it up. All right, guys. So I just lined my lips. I lined it with the Moira Must Have Lip Liner in Very Brown. And I'm going to grab Westman Atelier lippy. It's so weird because this feels like this would be the top and this would be the bottom, but it's actually this. It's a very beautiful, very hefty component. And guys, it is coming. I am doing another lipstick video for you guys. So it is coming. It is on the list of backlogged videos that I have to film. But it is on the list. Actually, that's actually really pretty. Never mind. I don't know what I was tripping about. What was I tripping about? I don't know. Let me zoom you guys out some more and we'll wrap up. All right, guys. So what do we think? I feel cute. I feel really cute. I'm really happy with how this looks. As you can see, my skin still has a lot of glow to it. I was going to put a highlighter on, but I honestly don't know if I want to. I have this highlighter from Sigma that I got in PR, and it's quite golden. So I feel like it would kind of detract from the coolness of everything else that I have going on. Like, it might look nice with this shimmer on my eye, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to. I haven't really been wearing highlighter. I've been really just sort of letting the glow of my skin do the work for me. I feel like if I'm prepping my skin and using the right products, then my skin looks naturally glowy and I don't need a highlighter per se. So I'm not anti-highlighter. I just have been like, I like the fact that the glow that you're seeing is my skin and the skin prep that I did beforehand, working in tandem with my base products. Like, that's kind of what I prefer at this moment. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below, guys. Do you have any of these products? Have you tried the new Urban Decay Face Bond? Because this is a low-key banger. I have to say, this is something that I feel like would work for so many different skin types. I know people who are dry who really like it. I know people who are super oily who like it. It's just one of those unicorn type of formulations. And again, it is a foundation. It's got quite a bit of coverage. I wouldn't say it's like super high coverage, but it is medium to full. So if you want to thin it out, I say use it with a sponge. I used a brush, so I got a little bit more coverage, but if you want to thin it out, use a sponge. You'll get a really beautiful, soft, blurring finish, which I've done that with this and it's beautiful. This product, for me, I need to use it more. But so far, I'm not upset that I purchased it, because like I said, I've used it with a couple of different things, including this foundation. I wanted to use this foundation for you guys today on camera. Normally, I probably wouldn't pair these two. I've done it before and the results were okay. But I really liked it with the About Face Beauty foundation. So this leads me to think that this actually does better with foundations that are a bit more dewy. Even though the About Face isn't dewy, it's definitely dewier than this. This is like a matte finish. This isn't flat matte. We reject flat matte. This isn't a flat matte finish, but this is very much like a satin natural matte finish. So you don't look super flat. You guys saw how I looked at my skin. It wasn't super flat, but it wasn't, there's no glow or dew or luminosity to it. Whereas the About Face Beauty has a bit of luminosity to it. This is a great foundation primer for that type of foundation. It is it just kind of gives it something to stick to a little bit. If you feel like the About Face Beauty gets a little too dewy over time, this kind of like pulls it back a little bit. So I say use this with your foundations that you think are too glowy, too dewy, too luminous over time. You know, that like as the hours go on, too many of your oils come through. I was very impressed with that. But again, I'm trying these on camera for you guys so you can see them. But in my everyday life, I probably wouldn't pair these two together. The NYX Buttermilk Bronzer. This is my third or fourth time using this. I finally found a brush that I like it with. I like this, but I was struggling to find a brush that I really liked it with. And using this Soft Scope from Sigma. Beautiful. These brushes have just launched, so I will leave the link to these down below as well. And then, of course, we have the palette. Like I said, I've been using this palette since we got it, so I can attest to the fact that it is incredibly versatile. And my goal is to do like at least a 2 looks, 1 palette, maybe a 3, depending on how the day is going. Okay, but yeah, so loving this. This look is it's a banger. Like it's a banger, easy. You know. The House Labs, this is another thing that's grown on me, and I do think using it with this brush has helped. I was using it with a different brush and I just wasn't loving the way that it was sticking to my skin because, like I said, I don't use a ton of powder, so I don't want anything that's gonna like stick in places. Having a brush that's kind of like dual fiber kind of helps with that, you know. This is my first time using this. We'll see. I'll report back. I only used a little. We'll see as the day goes on how it operates and how it lives on my skin. This I like. I think I like the way it looks on my skin. I think they need another shade in between this shade and the one that is there considered their dark or deep. They have like medium. They have light, medium. I think it's light, medium, medium to dark. Or it's light, medium, medium to dark, dark to deep. If I remember correct. They need another one. This one is pretty, but it's like not quite, it's kind of light, but the one after it is a little too deep. So I would love for them to like add just like one more. But I will say this, I love the way my under eyes look, and I don't set my under eyes, and they look nice. Like they're a little brighter than I normally do, but honestly, I'm not mad at it with this kind of like slightly smokier eye. It actually kind of helps like lift the face a little bit. But yeah, I'm really happy with everything. This was an Atelier lipstick. We'll talk about it more in the like lipstick video, but I do really like the formula. I really do like the formula, y'all. It's really nice. So yeah, the mascara, I've been wearing it for the past week. I've been enjoying it. So yeah, none of this stuff has been like a miss so far for me. Let me know in the comments down below, guys. Are you planning on picking up the Cool Neutrals palette? Have you seen it and just decided, maybe it's too cool for me, or are you like, that might be my perfect cool tone palette? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to hit the like button, and I will see you in the next one. Bye now.